Hey friends, my name is Zinja and I'm an illustrator from Germany creating tiny illustrations of tiny animals in very cute nature scenes. By now, I've illustrated 5 children's books. One of them was on my own and the other ones were with publishers. The last one will be published in September this year in 2025. I can tell you more about that in probably May. So keep your eyes out for that, and I'm really excited because it will be the first one that will be published in the German market, which I'm really excited about, and I'm really looking forward to tell you more about it. I've watched so many other illustrators and creators attend book fairs such as the Leipzig Book Fair, the Frankfurt Book Fair, or even the Children's Book Fair in Bologna that has just been, and I'm sure some of you have been there. Last year I gathered all my courage and asked my husband if he wanted to join me on going to the Leipzig Book Fair, which is in the east of Germany and about a 3-hour car ride away from where we live. Today I want to tell you all about my experience going last year and this year in comparison. I am a very shy and introverted and socially anxious person. So this video will not be a how you succeed at a book fair and get all the book deals video, but rather a this is my approach to book fairs. This is what I've learned. This is what I've done. This is how it worked out for me. So let's start on what is the Leipzig Book Fair all about. So this year the Leipzig Book Fair started on the 27th of March, which was a Thursday, and it ended on a Sunday, the 30th of March. My husband and we attended on the Friday, which we did also last year. The atmosphere is very relaxed and it's mostly catered to people who love to read, who want to meet the authors of their favorite books, who want to meet the illustrators of their favorite books, see what their favorite publishers have to offer for the next following year, which new arrivals are on the shelves. And it's more catered to regular readers loving to read and loving to buy books, loving to see what's out there. I think the Frankfurt Book Fair is more catered to the industry itself. And so I'm very curious to see both fairs in comparison. I can tell you more about that when the Frankfurt Book Fair has happened, which will be in autumn this year. So this year in Leipzig there were over 2,000 exhibitors, and also within the city of Leipzig there were over 3,000 events that were in regards to the book fairs. It's a big thing in Leipzig. So my first recommendation is, if you want to go, I highly recommend going for more than just one day. You can experience more by actually going to the city and not just the convention center. Also special to the Leipzig Book Fair is the Manga Comic Con, which is also located within the area of the book fair. It's located in Hall 1, and last year we sadly skipped this one and only saw like a tiny bit of it, but this year we went and I'm so glad, like spoiler, I was so glad we did. So the reason why I went to the Leipzig Book Fair in the first place was to see what's out there. I wanted to get inspired. I wanted to get a feel for the industry. I wanted to see what kind of publishers are bigger than others. Like, you get a feel if you go to the bookstore and you see what publishers have the most books on the shelves, but to actually see like the stands of those publishers and how big they are in relation to one another is very interesting, and that was the reason I wanted to go. I wanted to see where my style would fit, if my style was good enough or even fitting for the German market. So the overall reason I went was to do research. I also wanted to get inspired because by then I had already published children's books in other countries and my own. I am by no means, not even now, an expert on the field. So I wanted to see what's out there, what I could improve on, what others are doing. And I just wanted to get inspired and find new energy to put into my own art and put my own art to another level. Also last year I was hoping to get in contact with publishers, to actually talk to publishers and maybe show my portfolio around. Soon after like the first few stalls, I noticed that that was not a thing. Last year I remember I saw a couple of people showing like something to one of the publishers, because this year I had a very strong feeling it was all about selling. All the big publishers had big checkout points where you could purchase the books, and I got the overall feeling it was more about selling than actually talking to talents. What I did to prepare last year was I got new business cards. I made these business cards last year, which are designed to look like a children's book. On the back it says a little bit of info about me, a QR code that leads the person who's interested in my art straight to my portfolio, to my website, and some contact info highlighted, and a tiny spot illustration as well. I got these especially made for the book fair last year. This year I also took the business cards just in case, and I took some bookmarks, I took some magnetic bookmarks and some stickers just in case I saw someone or I wanted to do an art trade with someone. Just in case, I had all of that with me, and I would do all of that again next year. I also made a portfolio on my iPad. If you want to know more about that, I can tell you more about that in another video, how I choose my art for that. And I would do that again next year, because it's better to be prepared than to be there and then someone be like, can you show me a couple of your illustrations, and you have to say no, which would be a shame. Two other things I did were my website. I reworked my website, put on some new illustrations, and also did the same with my Instagram. I archived a couple of posts that were not really catered towards children's books, just so if someone saw my artwork or wanted to see my Instagram, they would immediately see the art that is more catered towards children's books than the other art I make. So now for the part, did I like it? Will I go again? What was my experience like this year versus last year? And I have to say, I had a way better experience this year than I had last year, especially because I attended the Manga Comic Con. That was the whole reason I really enjoyed going this year. I saw all the art, all the creators that I missed out last time, and I was so happy to see that. And this part of the whole exhibition inspired me so much, like even afterwards getting home. So just because of the Manga Comic Con, I will attend again. I have to say that I love to read, but I would never attend a book fair just for the sake of I enjoy reading. Only area my husband and I went to and were both very interested in were the children's books, and that was fine. Especially last year, I was very inspired by all the books that I saw in the children's books area. But this year, I was a little bit disappointed because most of the stands looked more like a shop. I felt like the whole please purchase something was more important than look at what we offer in general, which I didn't really enjoy. We looked at the big publishers, but mostly from the outside. The overall book fair was very, very, very overcrowded this year, but overall it was very interesting, and I can highly recommend, if those publishers are very crowded, to go to the bookshop at the end of the hall. In hall 3 it was. You can purchase books either at the publishers directly or at this shop. Just like we did last year, we went to the bookshop, but not to purchase anything. I would highly recommend doing that at the publishers. But this part of the fair was not as crowded as the other ones were. So it was easier to look at books, you had more time, you had more space around you, and it was overall, for me as a socially anxious person, it was a nice experience. And I felt like I could actually spend some time flicking through a book, and it was way more relaxed and easy to look at the books. And I highly recommend doing that. And then if you find a book that you really want to purchase on that day, number one, take a picture of it, just in case the publisher doesn't have it on their shelves. Go back to the publisher of the book and then purchase the book at the stand. And if they don't have it at the stand, check it online on their website. If you're anything like me and you're an introverted, socially anxious artist, this may be a very nice trick for you as well. But for me, like for most, Leipzig Book Fair is more about inspiration. It's more about seeing what's out there and getting comfortable in the business. Overall, I highly recommend attending book fairs. It's such an interesting crowd to see. I think people who attend a book fair are usually very kind and chill and low-key people, and especially on the Leipzig Book Fair, if you're an artist and you enjoy like cute illustrations, cute stuff, go to the Manga Comic Con. Do that. And I can not recommend enough going. My husband and I, we both paid 25 euros for our ticket. We went on a Friday. We could have saved some money because we attended the book fair after 3 p.m, which is called a evening pass, I think. And you can get the ticket reduced to a lower price. That's exactly what we're going to do next time. So last year and this year we both paid in total 50 euros plus gas for our car. We went with our camper van. We did that because we wanted to do a weekend away. With our camper van, we already have our hotel with us, and it turns out cheaper and more relaxed if we go by car than we do with a train and a hotel. So next year we're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're gonna go on Thursday, because this time I woke up on Saturday, so the next day, and I felt like I would love to go back and look at this stall. I would love to look at this stall. I think I didn't get a proper look at this place. I felt like I've kind of missed out by not going 2 days in a row. So next year, we're gonna attend Thursday afternoon as well as Friday afternoon. We're gonna stick to our after 3 p.m. schedule, and we're gonna save on the ticket. We're not gonna buy like the main ticket. We're gonna buy the one that you are only allowed to attend the book fair after 3 p.m. I don't mind going there like at the end of the day. I didn't feel like it was a different vibe than in the morning, because last year we attended in the morning, and we skipped the hassle at the entry because this year what I saw online was awful. I don't want to wait an hour in like a massive crowd of people just to get into the book fair. That's not why I attend the event, and that's the plan for next year. So we're definitely going again, but we're also going to attend the Frankfurt Book Fair, which I think might be interesting and very different to the Leipzig one. I'm going to tell you more about that when that's due, and I'm going to of course take you along in a vlog on that adventure. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got a little bit of insight into how it's like to be going to the Leipzig Book Fair as an illustrator, as a shy, introverted and socially anxious person or artist. If you've been as well, tell me what was your experience like. If you have never been, will you be attending the Leipzig Book Fair? I'm looking forward to talking to you in the comments, and see you in the next video for another studio vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye!